Tom Fox, staff photographer. Oklahoma Sooners head coach Lincoln Riley hoisted the Big 12 Championship trophy after beating the TCU Horned Frogs at. The Sooners won, 41-17. Tom Fox, The Dallas Morning News. Chuck Carlton, Big 12 beat writer for SportsDailyFW.com and The Dallas Morning News, answers your questions about the league in a live chat recently. Here are some highlights. Why do you think the Big 12 has had trouble recently producing top-round picks in the NFL draft? Carlton, there are a few theories out there. Some blame the wide-open offenses that don't necessarily translate to the NFL. The Big 12 has fewer schools than other power conferences, so that means fewer players. Eventually, it all comes back to talent. If you look at the 2014 recruiting rankings in the 247 sports composite, the Big 12 didn't have a top 10 class and only 3 schools in the top 25, Oklahoma, 14th, Texas, 17th, and Baylor, 25th. Meanwhile, the SEC had 7 of the schools in the top 10. So 4 years later, talent prevails. Who will have the better NFL career, Baker Mayfield and Connor Williams and all? Carlton, wow. Interesting question. I'm a believer in both players. That said, it would have been nice if Baker Mayfield had gone somewhere else besides Cleveland, the NFL's island of misfit toys. Connor Williams has the advantage of stepping into a very good Dallas offensive line, at least when healthy. But I think both will have long and productive pro careers. Do you think UT's Collin Johnson is worthy of all the early love he's getting in 2019 mock drafts? Carlton, based on talent, sure. At 6'6", Collin Johnson is a big, athletic receiver who seems tailor-made for the next level. The same seemed true last year as well. While Johnson led Texas with 51 catches for 725 yards last season, he wasn't necessarily consistent and only seemed to be scratching the surface of his potential. The inconsistency at quarterback didn't help his numbers either. To be a first-round pick, he in the Texas passing game has to take it to the next level. What's the latest on the Texas Tech QB battle? Who do you think will win the job? Carlton talked briefly with Cliff Kingsbury in Scottsdale this week. Said he still isn't close to naming his quarterback starter for the Ole Miss opener. That's unusual. Tech normally has its QB in place. Even last year, it was pretty much a given that Nick Shimonek was going to be the guy. Jet Duffy probably has the most upside, but there are questions about his judgment on and off the field. McLean Carter has one starter under his belt already, and freshman Alan Bowman has the look of the quarterback of the future. Kingsbury had earlier said he might not make a decision until game week. Is Lincoln Riley almost guaranteed to have a less impressive year 2 after losing his Heisman QB that took them to the CFP? Carlton, let's put it this way, if Lincoln Riley gets Oklahoma back to the CFP this season, he will have done a heck of a coaching job. Nothing against Riley, but he inherited a ready-made playoff contender last season with a motivated Mayfield heading into his senior season. That said, he didn't screw it up either. The real test for Riley probably begins this season. It's also worth noting that Oklahoma currently has the nation's number 2 recruiting class, behind only Alabama. Click here to view the full chat transcription. Twitter, @Chuck